Goeiedag! Good day, fellow South Africans, and we're planning to have a live stream tonight at about 8 p.m. Johannesburg time, which will involve Dwayne and a member of the VVA. Now, I'm just putting it out there. Just be aware that this is planned. And now let me just move on to the topic that we have here at hand. It's about Ace Magashule. The dog's at war. The ANC is completely turning in on itself. And right now, what most people in South Africa don't realize is there's this huge war going on between the corrupt factions of the ANC and those that are trying to get things back into an even keel. And we're kind of just watching it go from one way to the other. And one of the key people who is corrupt is Ace Magashule, who is outed by Patrick Myberg in his book Gangster Nation. And look, the only difference between him and Ramaphosa is that Ramaphosa did it legally to attain his billions through a thing called BBBEE, where he was union chief, and because of his position, he got positions in major companies in South Africa and major shareholdings to facilitate BBBEE. So he is not much different from Ace Magashule. It's just a different route he took. But while many around the country and in the ANC are debating whether David Mabuza, or DD, will take his seat as the country's deputy president, factions in the party are preparing themselves for a bloody clash later this week when the party's National Executive Committee meets. Now, this is what I was talking about a few weeks ago, where the Zuma, Ace Magashule factions are going to try and unseat Ramaphosa and put in Ace Magashule as president. I don't think it's going to work, but that is clearly one of the options that is going on behind the scenes. It is expected to become the scene of a battle to gain control of the party's engine room at Luthuli House, It is expected to become the scene of a battle to gain control of the party's engine room at Luthuli House, with Secretary General Ace Magashule's head likely to be on the chopping block. And he's not going to like that. At least 4 NEC members have told the paper that Cyril Ramaphosa's faction is gunning for the party's Secretary General. The party's ordinary NEC meeting takes place just before an NEC Legota intended to discuss the ANC government plans. These NEC members claim Magashule's camp is well aware of what's coming and is probably planning a counterattack. This is what's called an implosion within a party. The ANC has got factions which are now starting to work against each other. Magashule has been at loggerheads with those close to Ramaphosa, even publicly calling for party supporters to refrain from singing songs praising living party leaders. Now, remember, Ace Magashule said just before the election that this is not about Ramaphosa, because the ANC is like a business. The guys at the top all work together and they're all on the take. Basically, that's what he said. During a recent commemoration of struggle, stalwart Walter Sisulu of the Free State, Magashule said, "Some within the ANC think themselves salient because of media promotion." Magashule's conduct during the election also raised questions. During a rally in the Free State, Magashule accused some of using state resources to tap his phone. While Ramaphosa was courting white voters and business, Magashule went on a campaign rally in the Western Cape stating the party did not need white votes. This led to criticism from the party veterans who called his statement racist. His indiscretions continued during electioneering in the Western Cape, when he was seen handing a woman 400 rand during a party door-to-door campaign. Last week, the paper reported that the Western Cape's ANC head of elections, Ebrahim Rasool, said Magashule had a damaging effect on the party's campaign in the province. Seen as divisive, Magashule committed another error when he refused to give credit to Ramaphosa for having landed the party a win during the elections. This despite head of elections Fikile Mabula's statement that without Ramaphosa the party would have sunk to 40%. One NEC member told the paper that they will call for Magashule to appear before the ANC's Integrity Commission over his statements. Note, over his statements, not the corruption that he's involved in. This is party politics. It's not the law, it's not justice, it's just party politics. He also cited allegations of corruption labelled against the Secretary General as detailed in his book, as a byline, by the way. Gangster State Unraveling Ace Magashule's Web of Capture by investigative journalist Peter Louis Myburgh. One thing I can guarantee, on the 31st of May, there will be blood on the floor, but I can't guarantee an outcome. That guy must go. It definitely will not be easy, but he must go. So you can see what's happening here is that you've actually got these two factions. You've got Ace Magashule on the one side, and you've got Ramaphosa on the other side, and whoever stands up is going to become president. This is the crazy world of South Africa. We, the dogs of war, are ready. Us, the president's dogs. We needed a signal and we got it. It's a time to clean up, added the NEC member. The insider close to the president said they plan to use Nasrec resolutions against Magashule. Page 21 of those resolutions is very clear. It deals with the credibility and integrity of the party. It is also clear on what our approach should be when dealing with corruption. You let that go for a lot of years, that's for sure. The resolution states that members accused of or reporting to be involved in corrupt practices accounts to the Integrity Committee immediately or faces DC processes. The resolutions also add the NEC can summarily suspend people who fail to give an acceptable explanation or to voluntarily step down when facing disciplinary, investigative or prosecutorial processes. The source said that even the deployment of former parliamentary chair of chairs, Nomvula Mokonyane, to the party headquarters had not been discussed. ANC spokesperson Pule Mabe announced last week that Mokonyane would be reassigned to Luthuli House after she decided not to go to Parliament due to family considerations. That's not a thing, it's never been discussed. They know what's coming. I don't know how they will counter, but they will know. A second ANC insider, also believed to be in the faction close to Ramaphosa, said the fight for the soul of the ANC needs to be managed at Luthuli House. Ace is consolidating at Luthuli House. Nomvula is going to the headquarters, and more of his people expected to join him. It's a mess. It's a mess. That is already playing itself out in public. The president can't convince South Africa is cleaning up if the person in charge of the ANC is covered in mud. He needs to be suspended, and we have the numbers. The insider said the discussions around Magashule's future were a matter of urgency, adding that they had intended to raise the subject during the last special NEC in Cape Town. However, the NEC had other pressing matters, including those flagged by the Integrity Commissions. The committee was roped by the NEC to vet its national and provincial lists. Among those flagged were Deputy President David Mabuza and Party Chair Gwede Mantashe. A provincial leader said he anticipated a blame game during the next NEC meeting. The sources said Magashule will not be removed immediately as the party will need to follow all processes. The fault lines will be clear after cabinet, the source said. He added that to prevent this, Ramaphosa needs to gradually decrease the size of his cabinet. However, he said this may be difficult as Ramaphosa's people, want a lean, mean cabinet. A fourth source in the NEC said while he doesn't think Magashule will disappear after the NEC meeting, he was living on borrowed time. Ideally, it would have been good for the organization to have Comrade Senzo Mchunu and Zizi Kodwa in Johannesburg. They wanted a parliament. Can you imagine branches that could be cooked in that office? You can't be a president without a credible and loyal Secretary General. You need to trust that whomever is at Luthuli House is doing the job correctly. We all know that needs to be done. If not the National Prosecuting Authority, it must be the elders or the Integrity Commission and us who make that call. He added that the NEC will need to follow the rules of the party's constitution. It needs to be done strategically. All party processes must be followed, or we will be seen as bullies. The NEC can't be seen to be pushing around people out because they have dissenting views. This would damage the party. Strong evidence needs to be presented. I think there is strong evidence. So what we're saying here is that on May the 31st, that's a few days away, the ANC, the National Committee, are having a key meeting where there's going to be conflict between those supporting Ace Magashule and those supporting Cyril Ramaphosa. And if you heard what the National Prosecuting Authority said a few days ago about how they're going to start going after these corruption charges, clearly there is a change in the wind for the better, or we hope so. But time will tell. Now, guys, I'm just going to leave it at that because, hey, I'm speculating at the moment, but I'm telling you what people out there are saying about the ANC. And clearly there is a huge split coming. So you could have another EFF just popping out in the next election. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Click the bell to get all the updates. And remember, tonight at 8 p.m. Johannesburg time on this very channel, not the live stream channel, on the main Loving Life channel, we are going to be having a live stream discussion about the VVA. And more about that, hopefully. I'm just waiting for a teaser from Dwayne. Dwayne's going to be conducting the discussion with the VVA. But once I get that, I'll put it up. But please be aware, 8 p.m. tonight, Johannesburg time. All right, guys, take care. Bye for now.